Hello, I'm Tiffany Parks, and this is A Bittersweet Moment with Katie Sewell.
Hello, this is The Bittersweet Life. I'm Katie Sewell, and this is your midweek Bittersweet Moment. Now, on Monday, we talked about how we get ideas. And last weekend, I was in a position to need an idea, and to need an idea really fast. Last weekend, I participated in the KCRW 24-hour radio race. Now, KCRW is a public radio station in Santa Monica, California, in the United States. And once a year, they challenge radio lovers to make a 4-minute radio story on a particular theme within 24 hours. So, at 10 a.m. on Saturday, they email the theme. Then you need to not only come up with an idea, you need to find and book guests, interview them, cut up the tape, write a script, record the narration, and mix it all together, and have a 4-minute masterpiece submitted no later than 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. I teamed up with Casey Martin, a brilliant radio reporter and radio artist, I would argue, and together we managed to get a story turned in right before the deadline. In fact, we submitted it at 9:53 a.m. on Sunday morning. And yes, we did get some sleep, though not a lot. Casey less than me. Now, you might recognize Casey's name as the host of Rapbox Radio. And if you're a super fan of the Bittersweet Life podcast and you've heard the super secret Truth or Dare episode, which is a Patreon bonus for regular donors, Casey helped me make the scariest call I've ever made in my life. Anyway, since we're talking about ideas this week, I thought it would be fun to share a little of the brainstorming session that Casey and I did after the theme for the radio race was revealed. In fact, why don't we start right before we find out what the theme is?
Let me check. All right, so radio race, 9th annual. Here we go. 10:04 KCRW events. They're 4 minutes late.
Ooh, do we get till 10:04 then tomorrow morning?
Damn straight, we better. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, I'm really excited. All right, are you ready? The 2021 KCRW 9th annual 24-hour radio race theme, Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Oh, dear. Huh.
So my prospects, I think that no doubt are we going to finish on time. I'm not worried about that.
No.
Damn
But,
straight.
well, does anything pop to mind with that theme?
Won't you be my neighbor? Well, there is a brand new tiny house village being built like 2 blocks away from here. It's brand new. There's going to be a whole bunch of formerly homeless people living there right in the heart of U District.
Yeah.
So that's a new neighborhood.
Boy, this is tricky.
Yeah. Won't you be my neighbor?
Because it has to have some sort of drama. Not even drama, but like
Stakes?
a compelling central character.
Or a scene. Or something. But yeah, we need some stakes for sure.
And unfortunately, all the great ideas I came up with prior to coming in here do not fit that theme.
We can coerce them. We can make them work.
No, I don't. Well, one of them I don't think I could make work.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if we should do it anyway. But do you know who Jennifer Hopper is?
No, I don't.
Okay, Jennifer Hopper is the survivor of this really horrific attempted double murder in South Park neighborhood. She's kind of become this figure that's like she stands for resilience, that you can almost be killed and come back and be a great person, an amazing member of society, etc. And I was thinking, actually, which unfortunately doesn't fit this theme, but I would love to interview her sometime about what she thinks about the popularity of true crime.
Yeah, does she even listen to it? Yeah, does she even know?
Or did she listen to it before?
Yeah.
I just thought that would be interesting.
That is
I don't
really
feel like that really fits our theme. But yes, I don't know. Won't you be my neighbor?
Won't you be my neighbor?
I don't know about doing the tiny house.
Why did you groan immediately?
With the tiny house village?
No. When we'll ask about that. But when I said the theme, won't you be my neighbor? You're like, oh.
I don't know. One, it's not even original. That's like, Won't You Be My Neighbor is a song from Sesame Street or whatever.
Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, it's cliche.
So come on. Like, come up with your own thing, I don't know what I don't like about it.
Thankfully, I think the word neighbor is like, well, everybody lives next to somebody.
That's true.
Yeah, unless we just go interview one single person by themselves living in isolation. But won't you be my neighbor? I mean, it could also be especially coming out of the pandemic, somebody who's lived alone and maybe just got a roommate for the very first time because of the pandemic. Maybe the neighbor is the voices in their head or the anxiety in their head. The neighbor for me would probably be, getting a therapist this past year. And so now I think about the things they tell me. I'd put that into a theme. Won't you be my neighbor? Like, sure.
What do you think about making a documentary about yourself?
No, thank you. I got into radio to tell stories about other people.
Okay.
I hate stories about me.
Because, we could definitely make a theme work in that regard.
No, we can find somebody else other than me.
I know an artist named Tony Angel who has spent much of his life living with wild birds that have been brought to him. He doesn't live with any at the moment, though. That would be the bad thing. But he can tell like wild stories about, living with a pygmy owl.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about other people.
And he can do all
pets.
sorts of like bird calls.
Can you do bird calls?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say we need bird sounds. We can't do a story about birds.
Yeah, he
bird
can
calls.
do them. Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about like the mess of living with birds?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think we should do the tiny house village.
Why not?
I mean, I love interviewing homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. With a 4-minute story, don't you think it would be hard to narrow?
I do 4-minute stories about homeless people every day. It's my job.
That's true.
Yeah. I think if we did a story about it, people would be like, oh, here's a sad story about homelessness.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of new light rail stations that are moving into people's neighborhoods. Northgate is completely transformed right now because it now has...
Transportation, though. Blah. What are you feeling? What do you want to do today? That's the question I always try to ask when
Wander around with a mic.
Yeah, but what would be fun? Like, what do you want to try or do or learn?
Are you asking me that?
Yeah. Like, do you want to hang out with sea creatures? Do you want to like go meet the artist with a bunch of dead birds on his desk? Do you want to, or an idea we haven't yet come up with?
I got to get out of the work mode. I keep thinking of like work angles because I'm like, well, the eviction moratorium just ended, so people are getting thrown out of their homes. So maybe you don't have a neighbor anymore because they just got evicted. But I got to think. I want to think. I think I want to think weirder than just like people living next door to each other.
Yeah, it's got to be a good story.
Yeah, yeah. I love the idea of living with a wild animal. I think that's great. I love the idea of this guy.
I just want it to be a fun, cool story.
I agree.
We need good people, great stories.
Yeah.
Something emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Either funny or
Why doesn't he have any of
sad.
these animals anymore?
I think because he's just brought them when they're injured.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he sad not to have any animals in his house
I don't
anymore?
know.
Do you think there's a story there, or here's this really interesting guy?
I don't know. I think there could be a story there.
Yeah.
I mean, another thing we could do, although I don't know how we would do it, we should go get you a coffee. It would be more like first-person storytelling, though, where I told the story of when I was in 8th grade, me and a friend of mine, there was this new kid in school who was super awkward, kind of like nobody was being nice to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right around Christmas time, and we decided that we were going to become secret Santas for him. And we figured like he would never know who we were because he didn't really know anybody. And then we spent the entire month of December dropping off presents at his house.
Wow.
And I've never revealed to that guy that it was me.
Where is that guy? Can we find him?
He's around here.
We got to call him.
So we could do that.
Yeah, we'd have to.
But it would bust the secret forever. But he was our new neighbor.
So we'd have to find the guy because, man, that'd be great. It's like years later, like, what'd you think about when you got all these gifts?
Yeah, him.
Especially if he was
and
like,
the friend that did it with me
yeah,
is around here somewhere too.
that'd be great.
I don't know. Could be fun.
Yeah.
Should I see if I can figure out where he is?
Yeah, figure out where he is, and then...
What's his last name?
I need coffee.
Yeah,
all right.
okay.
This brainstorm session will resume shortly.
Yes. Goodbye. And thank you and thank you for joining us.
Goodbye.
So that's a little peek into the idea generating process for the KCRW 24-hour radio race. But one last thing before I go. The piece we made hinged on finding a man named Jeremy. And I had no idea where Jeremy was. I had his name and contact information in my phone, but none of the emails or phone numbers I had worked. If we couldn't find him, it was going to be back to the drawing board. But thankfully, after many phone calls and digging all over the internet, we managed to reach him. And in that moment, he gave me one of the best answers to a question I'd ever heard.
Hi, Katie. This is Jeremy. Jeremy.
Oh, hey, Jeremy.
Good to hear your voice.
I know I'm calling out of the blue, and you're probably getting it from every side, right? You're getting like...
I did get it. I got like three texts from different people. So I was like, oh.
Yeah, I need to reach
Gotta
you.
get active right now.
Yeah. So I'm calling because I'm doing this radio storytelling competition with a friend of mine today that we have to tell a story in the next 24 hours. And I have an idea for a story that involves you, but I need to interview you without telling you what it is.
I'm in.
You see that? No ums, no ahs, no let me think about it, no I'm having a busy afternoon. Just, he's game. I love it. You can hear the final piece we made by clicking the link in the show notes. Fingers crossed, maybe we'll make the top 10. Maybe we'll even win. And until next time, this is The Bittersweet Life. I'm Katy Sewell. You could sponsor this show and reach educated, curious, and compassionate listeners all over the world. Our listeners are a remarkable, diverse, and engaged group of people that I am so continually impressed by. Visit thebittersweetlife.net and click support to get the conversation started.